Hey guys, it's Marissa. So in today's video, I'm actually doing a palette review of the Colourpop and PowerPuff Girls palette. I actually wasn't planning on buying this, to be honest, but at my Ulta, they actually had them on sale, so I only got this for like 10 bucks, so I couldn't pass up on that, so I wanted to get it, and I do really like the colors in it. I just feel like I could easily recreate some of them, like those neutral tones at the top, but this part right here is what I really liked, especially like the blues and stuff, so that's what I went for today. So this is the look that I came up with. I will be having all of the swatches after this clip, after my intro. So if you're interested in seeing how they all swatch and how I did this look, then just keep on watching. So I'm first showing you guys just like the actual packaging of this product. You can actually like feel like there's like a certain texture, like you can feel like the texture of the stars and stuff on there, and it's just really nice packaging. I did notice that it's the newer Powerpuff Girls, which I wish that they used older ones, but they didn't, so this is what they went with. And I didn't recognize the unicorn character. I think that's from the new show, but I'm just swatching everything horizontally from right to left. So I'm first going in with Crime Fighting, then the Mayor, Professor, Utonium, Townsville, and then the second row, starting with that blue glitter shade, is Super Friends, Chemical X, Frenemy, and Pokey Oaks. And then the last row is RowdyRuff Boys, Silico, the Fashionistas, and Girls Rock. I didn't have a problem swatching any of these. The matte shades are very powdery. Just that bright pink shade I did have a little bit of a hard time swatching, but that was it. But I really did love those pressed glitter shades. So first I'm just going to be adding a primer to my eyes, and I'm just going to be using the Covergirl concealer stick and just kind of using that as a base. This is in the shade Neutralizer, so I'm just going to be adding this to my eyelid and then just blending it out using my finger. And then we're going to be dipping right into the palette. I kind of want like a bluish look today, obviously with like what I'm wearing and stuff. And I just really love the blue shades the most. Now when I got this, it did kind of shatter a little bit, but that's okay. That's totally fine. I really like these blue shades and the green ones. These pink ones and the neutrals, obviously you could easily recreate that with, you know, like another shade in a different palette. But I'm just going to go in actually with this one right here first. And I'm just going to use this as like the base. And as soon as I start dipping into it, I don't know if it's because the shade kind of shattered already, but it does seem to have a pretty powdery formula to it. So I'm not going to add too much. And it doesn't seem like I need to add a ton to my brush either to get like the color from the palette. And I'm just using an Ulta round brush to add this to my crease. And I'm just kind of buffing it out after because I'm mainly going to have blue on the inner part of my crease to just really show that color. I'm using this shade as the transition shade. So that shade that I just used is called Crime Fighting, and then I'm going to be using that blue shade down here, which is called RowdyRuff Boys, and I'm just going to be adding that next to the same brush. I usually don't switch around a lot of brushes, I usually just use the same one. I'm just going to be applying that next. And I'm mainly just going to try to blend it in with that transition shade I had first and then pack on a little bit more color afterwards. I am going to go ahead and use this NYX glitter primer just because that glittery blue shade is not very smooth. It has like pressed glitter in it. And just to make sure everything stays in one spot, I'm going to be using this. So I'm just going to be taking an e.l.f. concealer brush and just putting it right on and applying it to my eyelid. And then afterwards, I'm just going to be packing on that shade using an e.l.f. precision brush and my finger. And that pressed glitter shade is called Super Friends. So I'm just going to be applying that, and it's just like a super pretty glittery blue shade. And as soon as I'm packing this on, it's just really, really pretty. It's Very pastel. Honestly, it has a little bit of pastel purple in it as well, and I do see a little bit of orange too. This would honestly make a really pretty cut crease for like a whole pastel kind of look as well. Then I'm going to be taking a little bit of Professor Utonium and just kind of outlining where I have that cut crease as well, just to kind of emphasize that line a little bit more. I just feel like that emphasizes the line a little bit more, not too much, but I really like how it looks so far. So this is what I have, and I'm just going to take that blue shade again, which is RowdyRuff Boys, and just kind of blending that in and just deepening the outer corners of my crease with that. Then I'm going to be taking the e.l.f. Cosmetics eyeliner, and this is in the shade Jet Black, and I'm just going to be adding an eyeliner wing with this. So for face primer, I'm just going to be using this Papaya Face Milk by Colourpop, and I just really love this. I just think it smells really good and it just hydrates my face. So I'm just going to be putting this all over and just rubbing it in. And I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Concealer. This is in the shade Ivory, and then I'm just going to be adding this to my under eyes or any redness on my face. And then I'm just going to be blending it in using a Real Techniques Beauty Complexion Sponge. And then next I'm going to be using the Butter Bronzer in the shade 6676, and using an Ulta blush brush, I'm just going to be applying this and contouring and bronzing my face. And then for blush, I'm going to try and go ahead and use this shade right here. It's in the shade Pokey Oaks. So I'm just going to lightly tap it on my brush and just see. It's probably very pigmented, yeah. I'm just going to try to work this out as a blush. And this was with just one tap. Like, a little goes a long way with any of these shades from Colourpop. And I know I look kind of ridiculous right now, but trust me, once I blend everything in, it does not look as clownish. So then I go back in with the sponge while like the concealer and everything is still drying, because it's not completely dried on my face yet. And then I just blend everything into my skin, and I kind of just move it around to where I want it to be set. So this is kind of where I'm trying to get it to be compared to where it's not blended, and you can see a huge difference. So then I'm just gonna kind of go back in wherever I lost a little bit of the pigment, just a little bit with the brush and stuff, and just kind of go back and forth with it until I'm satisfied. And I am gonna take a little bit of that first shade, which was Crime Fighting, and just trying to use that as a nose contour just to see, because I think my skin tone will actually work for that being a contour. So then for highlight, I'm going to be using the IT brushes for Ulta, and this is the all over shadow brush. And I was kind of looking, and I do like that Professor Utonium one, but also the Townsville one is also a pressed glitter shade. So I think I'm going to try to combine those two just to see how it looks. So I'm going to add the first one and then the glitter one second on top of it, because I think that would look really pretty together. Wow, so I just like dipped my finger in the Townsville one, and you can just see all of that chunky glitter. So I'm definitely not going to add all of that to one side of my face. I'm just going to tap it on. I'm trying to see if it gives me a little bit of a gray cast, but I don't really see it that well. I don't think it really does. Maybe just a tad, but not too bad. And I'm pretty sure that's from Professor Utonium one that's giving me a little bit of a cast, but it's not like super noticeable. So then using that e.l.f. Precision brush, I'm just going to go in with Townsville and use that as an inner corner shade. And I'm also going to use a little bit of Professor Utonium again too. And then I just realized I still haven't done my brows, so I'm just going to do the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil and just apply that and fill it in. This is in the shade Neutral Brown. And then I'm just going to go ahead and use the Ulta Beauty New Heights Lifting Mascara, and I just put this on first as a base and mainly for my lower lashes before I apply the Essence one on top of it, because I feel like that just really helps just kind of lengthen my lashes a lot more, and it just makes it look like I'm wearing falsies a lot better. So I just really like doing it that way. I always like applying two, to be honest, but this one's mainly for just kind of getting it started on the top, and then I use this for my lower lashes just so it's not so clumpy. So now that everything else is done, I'm just going to be doing lips, and what I'm going to be using is the Glossiful Beauty Slushy Gloss, and this is just the strawberry one. This one is sold out, but I do have a few other ones that I might sell on my site just from the vendor events, because I have one left, and it's of like a red watermelon one, so it's really super pretty. So let me know down below if I should launch that, because if not, I'll probably just save it for my next vendor event in like the next month or so. And then I think this is the completed look. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're interested in seeing more videos from me in the future, you can always subscribe down below, because I upload every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll just see you guys next time. Bye!